I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona. I have my BMW K1200 RS. I'm about to ride up the mountain. I want to get some really awesome shots. We're using an unusual point of view. So what I've done here is I've mounted my Canon 1DS Mark II onto the bike rack, actually, of my Nissan Xterra here. And so this is a really secure mount. And I have attached a PocketWizard PlusX to the camera, and I've used a pre-release cable right here. So this cable is attached from the PlusX to the camera. And this guy here actually has a little switch on it that allows me, when I turn that switch, it basically holds down the shutter release button. And that means that the camera is always focusing. So I have it on continuous focus mode. And that means as I'm riding behind the car, Kelsey is actually going to be inside the car with another PlusX. And as she's pushing this button, it'll send a signal to this PlusX, which will go through this cable, and it'll tell the camera to take a picture. And so as she's doing that, we're going to get some great shots of me following behind the car on my motorcycle. It's going to look really, really cool. All right, just for people out there that are wondering, we do have a safety tie on here. So if something happens and our rig breaks, we have something that's going to hold this camera so that it won't just fly off the car. And then to make sure that none of the cables just rattle loose, we actually have some gaffer tape holding that on there. So without further ado, let's get started. Well, those shots were a lot of fun, but as I described a little bit earlier, we had some issues. They're just not punchy enough for my taste. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go over the top by adding a studio flash. Now, this is a Profoto B2 600 watt second flash, and we're using a Magnum reflector. And this is going to throw out a tremendous amount of light. So at about 10 to 15 feet, maybe 20 feet, we can shoot at f10. And we know that because we have metered that. And what that allows us to do is underexpose the ambient light just a little bit and make these look a little bit punchier. It's really cool. Well, the PlusXs are instrumental in making this work. So this is the one that Kelsey's going to be using inside the car to trigger the flash, and we haven't changed anything. This is on channel 1, this is on channel 1, so when she pushes this, it makes the camera fire. But what happens is auto relay mode kicks in. So as soon as the shutter opens and this camera takes a picture, then this PlusX is going to send a different signal over to a PlusX that I've hooked up to the flash, and that's on channel 2. And so that way the flash will only fire when the shutter is open, so everything is in sync. So if I had these all to the same channel, the flash would fire before the shutter was open and it wouldn't work. So channel 1 hits this on channel 1. The shutter opens, it sends a new signal on channel 2 over to the flash fires when the shutter's open, and everything works great. So we're going to head down the mountain, take some pictures, and we'll show you how these look.